It's the battle you've all been waiting for, man. Drake's best-selling album against Kendrick's magnum opus, which is the superior album. And guys, I will be fair. So guys, here we have it. So views up against Pimp a Butterfly. So I was actually thinking, because little caveats, I'm a fan of both. So you know this whole thing of like, oh, are you a Kendrick guy? Are you a Drake guy? And some idiots will be like, oh no, I'm a Kendrick guy. I hate Drake. I'm a Drake guy. I hate Kendrick. I like both. You see, sorry guys, I am a music fan. I'm a fan of music. I'm not a fanboy or a stan. That freaking cringe term. I like music. I like Kendrick for different reasons. I like Drake for different reasons. Drake can do what Kendrick does. Kendrick can't do what Drake does. Those are two very different guys. So for me, I always knew what was going to be Kendrick's album to use, but Drake's album was very different. So at first, I was going to put Take Care. And I think when I put this out there to say Take Care, then I just did more research. I listened to Take Care, then I listened to Views, and unless I'm wrong, Views is his best-selling album. This is his best-selling album. And when I just thinking about just the different categories of this battle, I was like, you know what? I think a better battle would be using Views than using Take Care. So it's two amazing albums, two superb albums, and let's get in on it, man. So first thing, intro. Who gets that intro? And I'll be real with you, the intros for either are not huge. They're good intros, they're not the very best intros. I think so. When you look at, I believe, is it Family? No, Keep the Family Close. So when you look at Keep the Family Close, it's very chilled, very relaxed. He's talking all stuff, and just sort of just setting the stage of where he is at the time. And I think pretty much the track title tells you what the song is about and just where his mind space is at. And for Wesley's Theory, and this is why I feel that I'm giving it to your boy. No, give it to your boy. No, I'm going to give it to your boy. So the reason why I'm giving it to Thingy is, even if I don't think Wesley's Theory is the strongest song, I feel that when you listen to that intro, it tells you perfectly what kind of album you're going to listen to. I think when you look at Keep the Family Close, I don't think it's really, because listening to the whole album, I don't think it really sort of like sets the stage as well of what the album is about, as opposed to Wesley's Theory. Because when you start to listen to Wesley's Theory and what he's saying, and the lyrics and the content, you're like, oh, yeah, this is Kendrick now going deeper, and this is very much a point of view. And that kind of point of view that he has, where this is a bit more political, a bit much more of a commentary, a bit more introspective, a bit much more of just observing where the world is at. And you listen to the rest of the album, you're like, oh yeah, Wesley's Theory sets it through. So the key thing is, neither I feel are great songs in and of themselves. So neither are like, let's say, What Up Gangster or New York State of Mind, where those are just great tracks just to set the freaking stage. But I just feel like if I was choosing between both of them, I just feel the intro here for Pimp, I just feel it's a lot better. So, cover art. What are we saying? Which has the better cover art? Which has the better cover art? I think both are good. Both are really, actually, I think both are really good, because I remember when the Views album came out about it, so like, wait, a freaking town? What? And then when you just look even closer, like, oh, Drake is there. All right, views. He's taking the view from the top and everything. That's all cool. But again, I just feel this is, yeah, I've got to give it to your boy. I've got to give it to your boy here. That's a great album cover. Because you know how they say like a picture is like 1,000 words? As soon as you see it, it's striking, obviously because it's in black and white and just what it looks like visually. But as soon as you see it, it's like, oh, it's saying so much. Black people, bare-chested, holding money in front of the White House. So you're like, oh, yeah, I'm bringing my people, I'm bringing my tribe, I'm bringing my community to this so-called sacred ground that's supposed to now govern over us. Oh, I get it. It's speaking so much. And again, the key thing is that that album cover and that image, what it says, it's related to the kind of commentary and what is being said on the album. So I do feel like if like visually, I like both. I think visually the Views album actually does look great just in terms of its visual sense. But I just think that Pinball, it's a much more powerful image. And I think the image, not only is it a good image, I just think that it says a lot more. I don't think the Views says as much as an image, as much as the Pimp Butterfly image does. I just think Pimp Butterfly, like, it tells you what it's about. And that's the thing. So even before listening to the song, 'cause I remember when because obviously you see the album cover first. So when I just saw that album cover, I was like, oh, okay, I think I know what this is about. I remember we'd already had Blacker the Berry already. So I'm like, yeah. If you look at that Views, let's say you just looked at both album covers. If you look at the Views album cover, I don't really know what I'm going to get. I'm like, okay, this is interesting, but I just don't know what I'm going to get. If I look at that Pimp a Butterfly, oh, I know what I'm going to get here because this image is telling me exactly the headspace of the artist, which is why I just feel that's a stronger cover art. Impacts. Whew. This is tricky. Let me take a little sip. This is tricky. I think I thought about this one a long time. This is tough because both are very impactful. Both are very, very impactful. It's hard. Views was a huge, massive deal. When it came through, it was a massive deal. Pimp the Butterfly was a very big deal. So you have to understand that Views, once it came out. So remember, because I think the singles came through by just the album just sort of passed me by. But even if I didn't even listen to the album, I was just so aware of what this was about and just the podcast commentating on it. And I believe Joe Budden was like in a back and forth with Drake during that whole Views time and everything. But Pimp Butterfly was a big deal, bro. Because I feel like if once Pimp Butterfly landed, guys are like, oh, because I feel this is the album that's made Kendrick a serious artist of like, this is the guy. Good Kid was not that impactful. Good Kid was like, oh, this is a really good album. I think Pimp a Butterfly was like, okay, this is the masterpiece. This is where we now take him seriously. I don't think Good Kid landing. Good Kid was, we respect you as an artist. Pimp a Butterfly was, oh, you are the guy right now. This must actually be the king of the industry and really the face of hip hop and rap. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Yeah, gotta give it to your boy. Gotta give it to your boys. It's Drake. So here's the thing why I give it to Drake. Huge. Views was just a big. I feel that Views pretty much said Views was like this is the international king. I think for Kendrick it was like okay, this guy is not the king, but it was more domestic. Obviously international was more domestic. I think what Views was okay, this guy is now the guy. This is the guy globally. And I just feel like when you just look at the once it's landed and just how it was received among people in the world, I just felt the impact of it was huge. And whether you like Drake or not like Drake, 2616, when that album came through, it was what everyone talked about. And I do feel like if I just compared to once Views dropped in 2016 as opposed to when Pimp a Butterfly dropped in 2015, I just feel like if there was a bigger deal made out of Views. I do feel like if like as time goes by, people are like, oh no, Pimp, that's that dude. But I just feel like initially when it was released, Views was a nuke. Views was a nuke, and I think everybody in the world. So I feel when Views released, everybody in the world talked about that album. When Pimp a Butterfly released, I don't think globally that's what everyone talked about. You know, I don't think it was everyone talked about. And I think that, yeah, views was just views was a global hit when it arrived. Pimp a Butterfly was not a global hit as soon as it arrived. I think it became more respected over time, and I think it's got basically like fine wine. It got better as time went through. But just I'm just so Impact is that initial release. I just felt that the views was a huge deal. It was a massive deal. It was a massive deal. And we know that there's a track on there when you show there was a massive deal. So Impact, gotta give it to your boy. Um Singles. Whoo! It's tough. It's tough. There are which song has so singles, remember, so just remind guys, so singles are like bangers. Which are the songs that were like, bro? Because remember, there are album tracks and there are singles. So album tracks, these are good songs, but you have to listen to within the album. Then the singles are they work within the album, but you can release these things independent of the album. They can just put them out by themselves in a vacuum and they can still hit. Views has a lot of singles. So does Pimp a Butterfly. Because when you look at Pimp a Butterfly, I mean, you've got All Right, you've got These Worlds, King Concert, which was a huge freaking deal. Black of the Berry, which was a huge freaking deal. Huge freaking deal. Complex. So a lot of huge songs. But then you look at views. I mean, you've got With You, you've got Hotline Bling, you've got Controller, you've got One Dance. I mean, bro, it's had a lot of like, it's hard stuff, bro. It's hard stuff, bro. It's hard stuff, bro. So, um, looking at it, because again, was a All Right is still a huge deal, and I would argue that All Right might All Right might be one song that may last like all time. I don't think that Drake has an all time in terms of just how good the song is and just what the song is saying and just how relevant it is to to where things are in the world right now. Drake doesn't have one of those, but again, it's not single, it's singles. And if we're saying singles, gotta give it to your boy. Because I just feel like if the Kendrick songs are good, outside of All Right, and maybe I and Black of the Berry, you think of With You, with Party Next Door, that's a track. Controller, that's a track. One Dance, you could make a strong thing of that might be the greatest club track of the 2010s. And shout out to my guy Wizkid, was by Wizkid. Like that's just an incredible record. Hotline Bling, incredible record. So the amounts of just amazing tracks and singles, songs that could just work as just singles on views are just freaking amazing. I just feel for that you've got to give it to Drake. You've got to give it to Drake there. Um, production. Production. This is hard. This is hard. And because both albums have great production. Both songs have like because again, I may have missed it just like bro, just like that track With You, like literally, that track With You is literally on my playlist now. I'm just playing it again and again and again. I was like, but this production is amazing. That's the boy 40 man. And also, whether you love him or hate him, Drake always has great production. Now, it's going crazy, but for whether it's Thank Me Later, if you're reading this, it's too late. Take Everything. Production on Drake stuff is always really good. Really good. The sound mixing, the engineering, I'm like, no. It's the quality of production is always really good. It's always very well mixed, and the production is always on point. Pimp Butterfly's production is amazing. It's freaking amazing as well. So the reason why I'm going to give it to your boy, the reason why I'm going to give it to your boy is when you listen to Pimp a Butterfly, I feel that it's more experimental, but it's experimental and works. See, whereas I've forgotten the Big Steppers, Mr. Marathon and the Big Steppers, experimental didn't work. Did not like the album. Very experimental, did not work. Pimp Butterfly, experimental, it worked. Because I think Bilal was in quite a few of the tracks, R&B artists. You could literally, it was really live instruments. I just think the different instruments, the flutes, the violins, the cellos, just the mix of just different instruments and just how it came together and how it was a bit experimental, it was a bit off the cuff, a little bit off rhythm, but the big swing that they took production wise, I just think worked to perfection. So I just feel like if as Views has great production on Views, I feel it's freaking amazing. I just feel that it worked a lot better on the Kendrick album. No, especially I just felt like if like the Views had good production, but it was just good production. Pimp Butterfly had good production that was experimental and bold and different. As in, I've never heard a rap album that sounds like this. I've never heard a rap album that uses so many live instruments so well. And that's just what made it just stand out so very well. So I just think that the production on Pimp a Butterfly was a lot more unique and it stood out a lot more and it took much bigger swings. And the bigger swings actually worked well and actually a lot more effective. So I've got to give it to a Pimp, even though Views' production is bloody damn good, bro. Again, One Dance, Controller, Hotline Bling, those are great tracks. But overall, production from beginning to end, Pimp was amazing. Outro. So here's the thing. If it's a bonus track, does it count? Because Views is technically the last track on Views. But again, when I listen to the album, on the music thing, it's Hotline Bling. So I'm going to go with Hotline Bling. But then I just ask myself that if it's a bonus track, does that technically count as your outro for your album if it's seen as a bonus track? But if it's on the album, it's on the album. So it's Mortal Man against Hotline Bling. Mortal Man is a very good track. It's a great track. And I think that, again, he asks him, and it's so funny what he was asking, like, if the ish hits the fan, will you still be a fan? So will you still support when things go crazy? And it's so funny, fast forward like a few years later, 8 to 9 years later, the whole thing with him, it's hit the fan, and guys rode with him. So he was maybe looking into the future. So just again, lyrically, what it says, just as a song, it's a really good song. It's not to insult Mortal Man, because Mortal Man is a good track. Not to denounce it or go against it. Hotline Bling is an outstanding track. And to end it like that is crazy. And what is so crazy is that's a bonus track. That's a track that is either track 2, track 3, or track 6 or 7. Like, once, if I heard that track in the studio, I'm like, no, bro, you play that track 2 or track 3. Like, after you do your little intro, that's track 2. Or at worst, put it in the middle, 6 or 7. But that's a single. That's a single. So, I mean, like Monster Man is good. Hotline Bling, that's just an amazing track. It's like the production is so superb. What Drake does in the production on it is so superb. In Hotline Bling, the chorus is superb. Just an amazing song. Just musically, flipping amazing. I just think to end your album like that, for me, that's one of the best outros to an album I can think of. Like, thinking of just all the albums and how they outro, that's one of the best outros of an album I can think of. So I just think that Monster Man, very good song. Lyrically, amazing song. Musically, very good. Production on point. Hotline Bling is a classic. That's just a classic track that you can't argue with. So Hotline Bling gets it. Cohesion. What are we saying about cohesion? So this is, again, beginning to end, How does it all come together? Let's not even waste it. Let's not even waste time here. You see, I'll admit, what is the easier listen? Views is the easier listen. You can put views on at any time and just easy. Pimp a Butterfly is not an easy listen. You can't just put it on and listen to it. You can't. You have to really be in the mood to listen to it. You can put the views on at any time because it's just so easy to get into and listen to. Is no one is going to say, yo, let's chill, let's just put on that Pimp a Butterfly. You're not doing that. But once you're ready just to listen, not hear, but to listen, Pimp a Butterfly is made to be listened to from beginning to end. You see, there are albums that you can maybe jump into track 2, track 3, like, okay, you can skip through and everything. The way it's made, because it's a conceptual album, and the way it's made where those little skits or interludes between tracks where he's now saying a poem and the poem keeps on getting longer and longer and longer until he finishes the poem at the very end. And just how the tracks connect to each other track, the way it's constructed is no, you have to listen to it as a whole. It's a body of work. So the cohesiveness is outstanding because he's telling a story, both like lyrically and conceptually and musically. So you have to listen to it as a whole. Views, I think you do get lost towards the middle, then it's like you do get lost towards the middle, then it comes back strong with Control on one dance back to back, and then you sort of lose your way towards the end and it comes back. So the cohesiveness is not that strong in terms of listening to it as a whole, but it's still good. It's still good. But I just feel like if Pimp Butterfly, like once you start it and you're into it, Where's This 3 just links in very well. The skits, the interludes, the shorter tracks, the tracks themselves, everything just connects beautifully very well. It's just in the way he threads it together is just genius. It's just genius. So for cohesion, you have to give it to Pimp a Butterfly, 100%. And legacy. This is a tricky one. This is a tricky one. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, and I'll be real with you. I believe that the greater legacy is Pimp a Butterfly. That's what I believe. But I've got to take myself out of it. And legacy is the people, the world, is the general consensus. That's what legacy is. So when I thought about this, so this is what happened. I think it's even doing the whole Drake Kendrick thing. People love Good Kid. Everyone loves Good Kid. Everyone loves Damn. Mr. Morales is split. There are a lot of people that don't like Pimp a Butterfly. And I was like, wait, what? Because I thought that the album is such a work of art. It's such a masterpiece that just everyone, like, I thought it's just generally agreed that this is a masterpiece. In the same way that Illmatic is a masterpiece, in the same way that Black on Both Sides is a masterpiece. That anybody who understands rap knows that Black on Both Sides, that's a lyrical masterpiece. So I thought that the way that Black on Both Sides is revered, I thought Pimp a Butterfly would be revered in the same way. But when you're into a lot of people, and just speaking to people that are like, bro, it's hard to listen to, it's hard to get into, the production, it's a bit haphazard and everything. So, and remember, this was like last year, a few years ago. So this is like what, 7-8 years removed. So and I think that's a lot for some people. They're like, it's tough to get into, whether you like it or not. Hotline Bling is on views. Whether you like it or not, With You's on views. Controller is on views. One Dance is on views. And these are classic tracks. And when you just look at just because this was Drake's last great album. Literally, ever since Views, look at the track. Then I think then it had Scorpion, then it was Certified Lover Boy. I think the descent happened after Views. I think Views was the last truly great Drake album that people respected. So when people say, man, Drake fell off, and I say, okay, what was Drake's last great album when Drake was Drake? It was Views. It was Views. So I think today, right now, you can put on Views, and guys will be like, yeah, cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember that time. You put on Pimp a Butterfly, it's a toss up. You could be like, oh, man, this is a work of art. Or guys that could be like, yeah, I respect it. I'm not feeling that right now. So I just think the legacy of Views is Drake has one of the greatest runs of all time. Perhaps a run that we'll never see. And I do believe that this is his last great album. So because it's his last great album, the last great album of a guy who's had one of the longest running runs ever as a music superstar, I think I've got to give it to your boy. I've got to give it to your boy. Like, this was a tough one. Because if it's down to, because it's weird. Maybe people are just dumb. I feel that in 20 years time, 30 years time, that people are like, no, because I listen to People Butterfly again, I'm like, no, this is a work of art. This is amazing. But I think legacy, same thing with the impact. I've got to take myself out of it and just view how do people overall. And I don't think everybody sees Pimp a Butterfly the same way that I do. So basically, I think that there's a more overwhelming consensus of the greatness of Views, more so of there being an overwhelming consensus of the greatness of Pimp a Butterfly. Like, I think Pimp a Butterfly is a work of art. It's a masterpiece. Not everyone agrees. I think Views is a damn good album. And most people agree that it's a damn good album. So those are the things there. So lastly there, lyrics. Drake, when Drake wants to rap, Drake is good. When Drake wants to rap, he's good. And lyrically and everything, because remember, Drake is unique. He's a singer, everything, but this is a hybrid. Now, you know Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill, here's the thing. The greatest singers, rappers are Lauryn Hill and Pharoah Monch. Guys, listen to Pharoah Monch sing. Pharoah Monch is a damn good singer. He's a ridiculous rapper. Pharoah Monch as a rapper is ridiculous. Go listen to Internal Offense. Go listen to Pharoah Monch sing. My life is all I have, style speed. Amazing. But Lauryn Hill, Pharoah Monch, those are the goats. But Drake, he's singing, it's possible. But when Drake wants to rap, and just, especially on this album, when he just say he's now rapping and writing, boom. No. Is his lyrics? We don't know. We don't know. But when he now wants to rap, he can rap. It's not even up for debate. It's not up for debate. Like, Kendrick went crazy here. He went crazy. Because Good Kid, boom, is good. Lyrically, what he did here, what's it called? Democrips and Republicans, man. Nice flip. But bro, just again, like, if you want to just great writing, just in terms of just great writing, how much $1 cost? Listen to that track, how much $1 cost. And that's where this guy's pen is strong. The pen is strong with this one, Vader. Like, no, this, like, the writing on Pimp Butterfly is outstanding. And just what he does lyrically, just the words he uses and just the pictures he now paints and just the contents and what he's saying and how he says it is amazing. I mean, when you just listen to Black of the Berry, if you listen to I, if you listen to You, if you listen to what's it called? These Walls. It's like it's superb writing, and I just think that as good as Drake is, just Drake cannot compete lyrically with him. He just can't. I think once Drake really tries to write, it's really good. When Kendrick really wants to write, it's like, oh no, this is a master on almost a similar level to what Nasir is, or what like a Black Thought is, or what a KRS-One is. So lyrically, writing, and that's really what makes it truly a masterpiece is just the writing and what he says, how he says it, and just how deep the content is from the poem he writes to what it says within the songs, what he even says in the interludes, in the short interludes, like I'm referencing the devil, like what's it? One of the best tracks on it, it's not even a real track, is where I think he plays the role of the devil trying to pretty much manipulate someone. And it's where he refers to the devil as basically Lucifer. So just lyrically, that track is freaking amazing. So yeah, just what, especially just what's just it's the imagination and the creativity of the writing that just makes Pimp Butterfly is such an outstanding album. So there we have it. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5-4, 5-4. Your boy Kendrick wins the match. So guys, tell me down below which other albums do you want me to do? Whether back to back do you want me to do? And I'll see you guys hopefully next week for another music battle. One love, peace out.